that at 9:30, 9:30 then, right?
Just go. Welcome to Daily Invocation Souls Check-in. Hope you're all well today.
Thanks for coming in to your beloved source for inspiration and information and motivation towards your healing, attainment, and liberation.
Continuing on our journey of intimacy.
This week, today in this week, wanted to take a moment invoking attunement. What is attunement?
What is attunement?
Well, continuing from yesterday's exploration of resonance and frequency, what is that bridge between resonance and frequency and awareness? Specifically, when we talk about intimacy, attunement, the bridge there. So often at Soul's Enterprise, we talk about the 4 levels in that beautiful Soul's Enterprise logo: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, self, others, large group, beyond. How are we attuning to each of them? How are we resonating with each of them?
So if you break it down, obviously there's the word tune in attunement, right? So that gives you a clue if you've never heard the word attunement. We're tuning into ourselves, tuning into each other.
Many ways to do that, like we keep talking about here at Soul's Enterprise, many ways to peel the apple, right?
The apple?
Yeah, apple, orange,
Oh, onion.
onion, all of the above. So, looking at attunement with intimacy, tuning in. Where am I at right now? We can tune in with our body. Is there anything going on there? We can tune in with our emotions. What's going on there? Tune in with our thoughts. What's going on in our brain? Tune in with our soul, our spirit, source, blah, 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 blah. What's going on there? And the more we practice attuning, the more they're lining up, and the more we can attune to all of them, hopefully simultaneously.
Also, I get asked a lot about intuition, and for me, I know we talked another way to say this or another angle is to talk about sensitivity, right? Awareness and intuition all play a part in attunement. So it's important because not only are you able to build greater intimacy, deeper intimacy, when you have a stronger sense of attunement with others and with yourself, because it takes both, it's a dance. But also, it can even help. I've had it help me even in work relationships, where if I'm attuned to what an executive might want, or the person I'm supporting, or even colleagues, because those are relationships as well, and there's intimacy even if it's limited in some ways. So there's very practical use of attunement, and then there's the really, it feeds the authentic relating that so many of us want and really need in our lives and thirst for.
That's the beauty of attunement. Well said. Both levels, the mundane and the cosmic,
Yeah,
right? We
and
gotta
everything in between.
take care of what we need to take care of, and attunement is going to help with that. Obviously, take care of ourselves. If we're hungry, eat. If we're thirsty, drink. Unless we're fasting, different story. Attunement, right? And that's an important point in our hopeful goal of increasing intimacy is, are there blocks to us attuning to others, right? And so if we can, that's why we say pretty much most of the time, trying to attune to yourself first, and that will create the pathways to attune to others. And then practice attuning to others, then we can start attuning to nature, attuning to the elements, attuning to
Exactly.
intuition, higher beings, and on and on and
And it
on.
can, right, and it becomes simultaneous and it becomes more natural. And there is a way and a path, even for those of us that, due to maybe early childhood trauma or for any other reasons, didn't build those muscles. Like you might have just not had enough models in your life who were sensitive to other people's needs. Others of us, we call them people pleasers, right, had too much of it. And so there's back to balance and equilibrium and reaching. That's why the attuning to self and attuning to others interplaying and becoming a cycle. And absolutely, so whether the nature or the cosmic or the practical comes first doesn't really matter because they will all strengthen each other.
I'm very glad you just said the word sensitive. We really wanted to discuss today, too, when exploring attunement, especially with intimacy, sensitivity becomes very important, especially as we expand what we were talking about yesterday, the resonance and the frequency. Well, how do we sense all that? Sensitivity. And if we want more intimacy, or if we need attuning to get less intimacy, and someone is saying back off, we use our sensitivity. What are the clues there, right? So, on the practical side of attunement, just to make it very not abstract, is what's our sensitivity at? What is our sensitivity telling us about ourselves or others or the relating right now?
And I also want to bring in the sexual attunement, right? So, attunement also plays a big role in our sex lives and the emotional parts of the sexual intimacy, if you so choose, right? Some of us choose to have partners just for the physical, and that's okay too. But even in the physical play, there needs to be some attunement. So, whether you're just able to ask, hey, is this uncomfortable? We're not saying you have to guess it. That's also not what we're saying. You don't have to become a mind reader. But it does help to promote communication. That again, the deeper kind of communication. It also helps to notice, whoa, I'm withdrawing. I'm sensitive enough to be aware of how I'm withdrawing right now. I wonder why that is. And that can lead to more self-discovery. And the more you practice it, just like with a whole lot of other things, the better you'll get at it.
So, we would love to hear your thoughts on attunement and questions, if there are any,
Yeah,
and
is this a new
exploration
word for
and
you?
thoughts.
What
Yeah.
you,
How's it resonating for you?
exactly.
Great.
Thank you for being here.
Much love.
Hasta luego.